So let's get into the first step of this entire process, and that is to set up a coupon code in Amazon Seller Central. To set up a coupon code on Amazon Seller Central, what you need to do is first log in, of course, and how you get to this screen is by going to advertising, hovering over it, and you'll see the drop down and click on promotions. Once you click on promotions, you'll see this screen, and now we go to create a promotion, and we're going to click on money off. Okay, so we're going to click on create here under money off. So here is where you are going to set up everything that has to do with your coupon code. The first thing is that the buyer purchases at least this quantity of items, which is 1, so you can leave that as it is. Purchased items, you will not have anything here because you need to set up what is known as a product selection. So this basically means you need to identify which products you want. You can't actually choose it from this drop down and nothing will show up. You need to specifically create a new product selection. So that's not difficult at all. So click on create a new product selection, and then you can choose whether you want that product selection to be based on SKU or ASIN. Either one works. Let's say you wanted to do SKU, that's completely fine. Click on create product selection, and here is where you're going to enter the SKU of your products. Now, so to do this, you can go to the inventory tab and open it up in a new tab. And here, as you can see, the ASIN is here and the SKU is here for the cookie cutter set that we're using as a case study throughout this course. So now, because I chose SKU, if I chose SKU, I can use this, or if I chose ASIN, I can do this. I'm just going to go with ASIN because it has fewer dashes and it's a simpler kind of thing to look at. So I'm choosing the ASIN now, or actually I choose the SKU, my fault. So here we go. So I'm going to copy the SKU and go back here, and all you need to do is paste it here. And these two things are basically internal, so you can put whatever you want. Okay, and then you click on submit. Alright, so once you click on submit, you'll notice that the product selection has been set up, but the problem now is that the promotion that you were creating has been kind of it kind of, you have to start the process all over, which is completely fine. So go back to create a promotion, and now click on money off again, and then you can click on the product selection that you just set up, which is cookie cutter set. So go ahead and click on that. Then the buyer gets, you make sure that this is amount off in dollars, okay? Never ever ever click on percent off. The reason for that is that if you put 100% off, let's say you wanted to give your product away for free, and you put 100% off, then what that would do is that even if a person bought like 50 units of your product, then they would get 100% off of each unit, meaning that they're getting 50 units for free, okay? Whereas if you do amount off in dollars, it actually takes that dollar amount off the entire order, not off of each product. So if your product is $19.99 and a person tries to purchase, let's say 100 of them, then the only amount that will be taken off that order is $19.99, nothing more. Whereas with percentage, it's off of the entire order. Okay, so that's very important. So that's why always do amount off, because people have been in situations where they put percent off and they got all of their inventory was taken, by someone who, figured out that they had set up their promotion incorrectly. Okay, so again, very, very importantly, amount off in dollars, always put amount off, not percent off. Okay, so here you can put $19.99 or whatever that dollar amount is that you want to take off. Ideally or preferably, you want to just give it away for free at first. Sites like Shop with Reviews and Thomason, which we'll get into, people don't even consider the promotion if it's not being given away for free. So that's why I would recommend just taking off the entire amount. So whatever your price is, in this case it's $19.99 for the cookie cutter, you can just put that as the amount here. And then applies to purchased items, that's correct. Under advanced options, you don't need to do anything, so you don't need to worry about that. Next, let's go to scheduling. So the start date here would be whatever today's date is, or whenever you want to start it. And then the end date would be however far into the future you want to make it. Okay, so that's completely up to you, however long you want the promotion to last. And then here, the timing is basically a couple of hours into the future. That's important to note, that the promotion won't start immediately. You have to give it at least, I believe, 3 hours or so. That's why Amazon automatically puts it at, 5 p.m. So right now, for example, it's around um, you know, almost 1 p.m. in this PST time zone, when I'm recording this. And so this is actually putting us 4 hours into the future. Okay, so just keep that in mind. And then, like I said, the end date, end time can be whatever you want it to be. Then for the internal description, go ahead and put whatever you need to put. And the tracking ID, don't worry about that. Then we're going to scroll down and click on additional options. Okay, so under additional options, you want to make sure that this box for claim code is checked. Okay, and then you want to make sure that the box that says 1 redemption per customer is also checked. And then the claim code can be whatever you want it to be. Honestly, this is irrelevant. I will explain why towards the end of this process. Okay, so you can just suggest a code, whatever looks good, you can leave it at that. But you don't need to worry too much about this because this is not going to be used anyway. Again, I'll explain why in just a couple of minutes. Claim code combinability, exclusive, okay? Customize messaging. So open up that drop down. Here, detail page display text, it's very important that you uncheck this. Okay, basically what this means is that if this was checked, then this code would show up on your Amazon product listing to every consumer. Okay, so it wouldn't be hidden, which means that anyone who comes to your listing could get your product for free because it would say, hey, you can get this product for free by entering this claim code at checkout. So that's why you want to make sure that this is unchecked, which basically means that this code is now private and only people that have this code can, obviously use it during the checkout process to get your product for free. Okay, so again, leave that unchecked and then click on review. So now you can review everything, at least one quantity of the cookie cutter set, amount off is that, purchase items, start date, end date, internal description, all that stuff. Then the claim code, 1 redemption per customer is yes. Claim code combinability is exclusive. And then checkout, display text, that's all good. So then we scroll down and click on submit. And now your promotion has been created. So if you go to the Manage Your Promotions tab and you click on Pending here on the drop down and click on Search, then you'll see that it has been created. It's just pending. Like I said, it takes a few hours for it to actually kick in and be able to be used. Now, this is not the end of the process though, okay, because basically one of the loopholes that was identified when many sellers started coming onto Amazon is that a claim code that we basically just created by creating the promotion, that code can be shared with people. So if I was given a code for this cookie cutter set, I could post it on my Facebook and 100 people could also use that code. Right, that's a problem because that means that if that code is leaked or if it's put on some deal site, for example, then you could lose like hundreds or thousands of units of your inventory in a matter of hours just because that code got leaked and everyone's getting your product for free. And unfortunately, that's happened to many people where their code was leaked, and it's just they ran out of inventory, they ran out of stock because everybody got their product for free. So obviously that was a loophole that was identified. Amazon, also, kind of took actions to prevent that. So what they've done is they've created what's called unique claim codes. Basically what that means is that it's a code that can only be used once by one person. So what that means is that if I am given a claim code now for a cookie cutter set and it's a unique claim code, then even if I share it with 100 people, right, only once can that code be used. So if I use it, then no one of those 100 people can use it after that. Or if one of those 100 people use it, then no one else can ever use it after that. So that code, that unique claim code, can only be used once ever. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. So to actually create those unique claim codes, we're going to go into under Manage Promotions and make sure to actually get, to be able to see this, you have to click pending because it hasn't been, 3 or 4 hours for it to actually become active. Click on the tracking ID of this one promotion that we just set up, and then click on Manage Claim Codes. Okay, So click on Manage Claim Codes, and here is where you're going to generate the quantity of unique claim codes that you want. Okay, so again, these are the codes that you can share with people, and there's no fear that even if they're shared, that people can get as many people as possible can get your product for free. So you're now limiting it. Okay, so let's say, for example, you wanted to generate 50 here, and again, this can be whatever number you want. There's not a too much or too little amount, and you can regenerate as many codes as you want in the future. So even if you do too little right now and you realize you need more, you can easily come back here and get more, no problem. Okay, and again, just enter here for internal purposes the group name. Quantity is 50, and go ahead and click on create. And now what it's done is it's basically creating a text, or it's going to be a zip file actually, but that zip file is going to contain a text file that you can download, and it'll have the list of 50 unique claim codes that I can basically provide to people, and we'll see obviously how we're going to provide those in future lessons in this module. So right now it still says in progress. You can basically just refresh this page, and as you can see, it says ready, status is ready, and now I can download this. So if I click on download, it downloads that zip file. Okay, and here it is. So here's the text file, and as I mentioned, each one of these codes is a unique claim code. So even if you provide it to a person, and even if they share it, this code can only be used by one person once, and that's it. So it doesn't matter if it's shared or not. It can only be used once, so you don't have to fear. Basically, you have complete control in this scenario. So you provide as many codes as you want to, and of course, as I mentioned earlier, never ever provide that other claim code that we had set up, right? So the promotion that contains that other claim code originally, where you could suggest a code or put in your own 8-digit code, that code you should not share with anybody ever, because that's the code that can be shared with other people, and it can be used by as many people as possible until you run out of stock potentially. So that's why you want to set up these unique claim codes.